Hi, Lisa Christensen here. I'm the blogger at MaydreamRose.com, and I wanted to share with you this stamp from Blue Night Stamps. I did a Facebook post on this stamp, but I thought I'd give you a tutorial on how I paint the background of the stamp. So I like to call this like a flip stamp, or something to that effect, where you stamp it once and then you can flip the card around and then stamp the other side. And so that's what I did, is to simplify things. I start I'm doing like what I call a flat wash, and it's really not a flat wash, but that's what I'm calling it. A flat wash is usually with a flat brush and it's one tone. So really this is just a wet into wet technique, but it will work really well for this And I should have taped it, so if if you don't like having fingers like right there, I don't know, tape it down. It's not gonna bother me a whole lot. I want to keep the flowers white, so I'm gonna wherever there's a little bit of color is not what I want, but it'll be perfect for later, and I'll show you what I mean, because I'm working on the background. This is basically a background. I'm watercoloring the background more than I'm watercoloring the actual flowers, which is perfect for a beginner, especially if you like to paint loose and you're not an exact type artist where you have to have everything in the lines, and I don't know. Right, now I'm going to add the cobalt teal, and this is from Golden. Golden gave me these dot sheets to play around with. Of course, 2 years ago I bought these paints. I bought like a set of 50, and I love them so much that I emailed Golden and said, Golden, I really love this. Can I have a dot sheet or two to share with my tutorials online? And they gave me these dot sheets to share. So anyways, these are the perfect paint for a loose painting like this. And I did get some green into my flower right there, so I'm going to take some water and just dab it out there. Perfect. Again, I'm a loose painter. If this like drives you nuts, just know that it takes a lot of practice, and to have fun with it. Don't think about it so much. I think that's what art therapy is all about, is you're escaping your world, and you're just playing with the color that's on the paper. And when you think about just playing with the color that's on the paper, the lines are already for you, so you can just play, and that's my favorite thing about it. Okay, so that part is done. I'm gonna let it dry. I just painted this right before I started recording, and it is dry. I did the same thing, but now it's dry. It's looking a little bit lighter in color, which is good. So now I can go back in and do the same thing and be a little bit more careful where I'm placing my pigment. And of course, so I didn't use this sentiment here. What I'll do is put a strip right here, but you'll get the idea of what it is supposed to look like. And this time I'm going to add some ultramarine blue instead of cobalt blue. I'll still use some cobalt blue, but it's going to be ultramarine instead. This is a green gold that I'm using. And now I'm going to get into that cobalt teal, and I'm going to add some more to the plants, because then what I'm going to do is on the back, like the background, I'm going to add that ultramarine color, and it's just going to set everything off and make the flowers look even more like white than it already is. So kind of fun. Alright, so now we're doing the same thing to this side. The nice thing about watercolor that I've mentioned before is that it's transparent, so this beautiful blue background, it's still gonna, you're still gonna be able to see through it. And I think that's what drew me to watercolor, is the fact that it's transparent. It also means that you see the mistakes a little bit more, but if you use watercolor in the way that it's meant to be, I think you can find a lot of beauty that you can't get with acrylics or oils. And I think that's what drew me to it. Also the fact that I can take just a couple little bits of pigment and color, and I don't need a whole lot of stuff to be creative and to use my artistic talent. Okay, so if I let that dry a little bit, and I don't have to because I can just go back in. I'm going to go in with ultramarine blue and this gold. This green gold, actually, I'll probably just do. I just want to get like a darker green. And now, this is where I'm going to just be a little bit more strategic. I still like that yellow. Like if it's pure yellow, I will probably leave it. But I do want to keep... I am negative painting everything. And then I'm letting kind of the colors run in together, which really works. Get this teal, this green teal look that that is so popular right now. All right, and I'm dabbing it. Basically what I'm doing is I want my whites to pop, and I want my florals, I want my greenery to just be green. And so you almost get this darker blue sky green foliage just from watercoloring. And I'm not painting, I'm dabbing in the paint. It is painting, but I'm not painting, I'm dabbing. And that way you still get the beauty that watercolor gives you, but you're not actually doing all the work there. I really like that. All right, so there's one side done, and we'll do the other side. Now, because this is probably a little bit more dry, I'm gonna have to use some of my water to move it a little bit, and if it's too much water, just dab it. I'm gonna wet it again. Now for this one, I really like that, so I'm gonna be mindful of that when I get over there and maybe leave it a little bit. Oh, there you go, just like that. Isn't that gorgeous? It just makes the white flower pop a little bit more. Now if you wanted to, you could add even more layers of this blue-green color. Now like I said, I wanted to leave that cobalt blue and that green gold alone, so I'm going to very lightly go in. And it'll still bleed together, but it won't look funny. And then you still got that cobalt blue with the ultramarine blue. What I love about negative painting is you can get really fun effects. And it takes a lot of practice to negative paint, but once you get it, it really is worth your time. There, I'm going to call it good. I could paint this strip. I'm not going to, because I'm going to take a strip of paper and put it right here, and it's going to say, I don't know, something. Happy birthday, happy Mother's Day, thinking of you, happy anniversary. I don't know yet. We'll see. But there you go. There's my white hibiscus. And if you are curious about how this all works, check out some of Angela's floral techniques, and you'll see what I mean. But practice this technique a lot, and probably by the third time you'll be happy with what you got. And check out Golden if you're looking for some good watercolor. Golden is really a great option. So here's the difference with one 1 and 2, and again I would just go in and paint again. And then if you wanted the white, if you wanted this to be a little bit more dramatic, you just keep adding layers to the watercolor. I am going to add this this thing is going to be a little bit of yellow, I think. And it's bleeding a little bit, but I can add just that yellow right there will add so much to that flower. So it's not completely white, but it's pretty darn close. So there you go. I'm gonna call that done and move on to my next card if I had more cards to paint. And you know me, I like to have like 20 cards at a time stamped and then ready to paint. So anyways, I hope this gives you an idea of how to paint the background to florals if you like that. Now I could have gone in and done purple or pink or whatever, but I really love the white because it shows all the colors of the pigments, and it's just fun. Watercolor is so much fun when you know how to use it. So happy creating, happy painting, and I hope to see you real soon.